Oh, there we go. Hi, my Facebook friends. I am coming to you live. It is a little after 7 o'clock my time, so that's evening. Good morning to the folks on the West Coast, and I guess it's still morning for the noon on the East Coast. I hope everybody's surviving all this terrible weather that's going on all over the world right now, and you're staying dry and warm or cool or whatever it is. This week is the week between the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah, and Yom Kippur, which is the day of remembrance. And hi Harley, my thought for the week is about forgiveness. Now, any of us who are older than, let's say 15 years old, probably have one or two things that we regret in our lives, or something we did or didn't do that we should have. Maybe we yelled at one of our kids. Maybe we didn't go pick somebody up. Maybe we should have gone to visit our mother or our father and we're just too busy, and then we ran out of time. So this week, between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, I want you all to be kind to yourselves and show a little self-forgiveness, whatever it is that you feel like you should have done. And along with that forgiveness, I'd like you to give up that sort of I have to be perfect thing. Now, I know most of us have given it up a long time ago because we're not teenagers anymore. But really, having to be perfect, it is such a pressure and puts so much of a constraint on your time and on your happiness. I'm not going to do it unless I can do it perfectly. Well, probably your perfect is 150% of what most people do, and you need to sort of let that go and be the best you can be. And I do believe that when we make mistakes in our lives and we feel like we want to have some forgiveness, that we did the best we could with the information we had at the time. Certainly that's true for those of us who have parents and who have had or have now teenagers. And it's really hard to know what to do. And it's really hard to keep your cool. I have a friend who has 3 teenagers right now under his roof. And he's doing everything he can to sort of just hang in there. And I have to applaud him, because they're going to 3 different high schools, and it's a lot of early morning craziness, and he's doing a pretty good job. And it's only a few weeks since the school year has started, but I think good for him. And he shares custody of his children with his ex-wife, and it's not easy. And he is doing a lot of putting the kids first. And I want him to know that I appreciate it. And we all know that we spend many, many years putting our kids first, but we also need to put ourselves first. And that means be kinder to ourselves and not beat ourselves up and not feel like you have to do everything on your to-do list. Now that we have all these great electronic reminders, we can see that we have to-do lists everywhere. We can have them on our phones and our iPads and our tablets and on the notes thing and on our computer. And it's crazy because nobody gets everything on their to-do list done. And they're too long. So do yourself a favor today and take a couple of those things off your to-do list. And take a few more minutes. Hi, Angela. And take a few minutes to yourself. I know it's hard to say that, right, Angela? Getting those kids out to school, but linger a little over that cup of coffee. Look out the window and see what's out there. Just take a deep breath and just sort of go. Today, I'm not going to start running. I'm not going to start with my feet on the ground without even taking a deep breath. I'm going to take a deep breath, and then I'm going to see how things go. And if you're like me and there's nobody at home to go to school anymore, and you're an adult and your children are sort of adults, that's something you also need to forgive yourself a little bit for, because We want them around more than they are. Hey, Leah. Leah knows what I'm talking about. She has 4 grown-up girls now. And yeah, we want them around more. We want them to be with us on the holidays or weekends or Friday night dinner or Sunday dinner. And they have other things to do. They have other people in their lives. They might be married or they might have a significant other. And mom and dad or dad, it's not that they don't love us. We're just not that high on their priority list all the time. So if your feathers get a little ruffled or you feel a little sad or disconnected, hey Leah, you can tell your kids. I got to see my kids on my birthday this year, which was something I didn't expect and something that was really great and really unexpected. And sometimes when I feel like I miss them a little, I call and make plans, but I'm not that high on their list. And I forgive myself for feeling a little bad about that. And for those of you that have little kids, when they come into your room or office or whatever and stand there and scream at you, the teenagers also do that, by the way. Oh, Angela writes that she just had a meltdown at the bus stop. Yeah, isn't that perfect? Meltdown at the bus stop for everyone to see, and then they get on the bus and you're shattered for the whole day. Yeah. So Angela, forgive yourself. You did everything you could do to get them on that bus, and for the next couple hours, they're someone else's responsibility, and you're a great mom, and mornings are stressful, and they're hard, and I don't remember them ever being easy. Easier maybe once we got a little better organized in the night before. But sometimes kids don't want to get up. Can you blame them? It's dark, and they don't want to go to school. They want to stay home and have fun where you are. And that's hard too. And maybe they didn't eat their breakfast, or maybe they didn't want whatever you served for breakfast. And the only way that they're going to be able to communicate with you is by having a meltdown. Now, with your kids, it's okay. With your partner or your spouse who has a meltdown, if they don't get what they want for breakfast, that's a different kind of challenge, shall we say. But good job for getting them out the door. So again, I'm reminding you that this is the week between the Jewish New Year and the Day of Remembrance. And in Judaism, you get to, if you've wronged someone, you can go to that person and you can ask for their forgiveness. And under Jewish law or custom, you can ask 3 times. And if after the 3rd time they still don't forgive you, God forgives you. And then you as a person can move on because you've done everything that you can do to make it right with that person. And maybe they're not ready to forgive you. That's up to them. But remember, there are people in your life who do deserve and want your forgiveness. And even if you don't verbalize it, maybe just pat them on the arm at your next family event and smile, and in your head or in that comic bubble that comes out from your head, I forgive you. You can just think about it. You can just say, I forgive you. And then let it go. Because the problem with being angry at people and keeping a grudge and keeping these bad feelings is that they hurt you, not the person that you haven't forgiven. They hurt you because you're sitting on that grudge and those bad feelings, and you're the one that keeps them inside, and you're the one that has to deal with them, and it's not really in your best interests. So try to show a little forgiveness. Remember that people are doing the best they can do at that moment with the information that they have, even if it's not full information. And if there's someone in your life that you feel like you can't forgive because their behavior was unforgivable, that's something that you need to think about as well. And that's someone that you don't invite in all the time, because it's very, very hard to let someone in who constantly hurts you or doesn't treat you well. And that's not the kind of thing I'm talking about forgiving. That's a whole nother issue. And you have to really think about who you invite into your close circle or into your life. All right, so that's my 10 minutes. Thanks for joining me. Everybody have a good day or evening, wherever you are. And send me questions if you want, and I'll be happy to answer them next week. For my Jewish friends out there, have an easy fast. And only good things written in the book of life. And I will see you all next week. Thanks for joining me. Be kind to yourselves.